Welcome back to Enlightened Trading. I'm your host Conrad, and today we have another look at the crypto market. So we're going to talk about the major indicator leading the altcoin, the crypto, the Bitcoin, and also the stock market actually, but mostly looking at the Bitcoin aspect. And yeah, this indicator is definitely leading this market, so make sure you stick around all through this video, because I'm going to talk about this one important indicator in this video. And as well, go down below into the comments, say I subscribed. I'm going to personally reply to your video comment, I meant to say. And as well, go down in the comments and like this video as well. And yeah, so yeah, let's get into it. Okay, so looking here at this pretty important indicator, but for now we're going to look at the crypto market and the Bitcoin price in general. So for now, as you can see, we actually broke out of this descending trend line, a triangle. I did think that this is actually more likely to break down, but we did see a nice consolidation to the side, and then another breakout. We had this trend line here coming in, and we actually retested it. So this is actually pretty bullish in the short term, at least, that if we hold this level, we will most likely see higher prices. Yet I still think around the 11k to 11k200 level, there is pretty heavy resistance coming in. As you can see, we have multiple touches of this horizontal trend line. Here, multiple touches, as you can see, and all throughout this area there is huge resistance. So I don't think yet that we can just blow through this resistance. I do think we can still get rejected, or actually already in this vicinity, and all the way up to 11,150 to 200-ish. I still think there is some heavy resistance coming in, and if we actually consolidate here for a short while and maybe even retest either 10,600 or 10,350, that we still have the possibility to move higher and actually break 11k. So this could then either look like this, where we move sideways, maybe then come back down, and then again come back up to this then resistance level of 11k, and then break all the way through this 11k 100 level, and maybe then find higher prices. But I still think Bitcoin has to prove itself, and I'm not too bullish yet in the short term. I mean, in the midterm, I meant to say. Of course, in the long term, this is a nice bullish uptrend. But for now, I still think we can get lower here on the price of Bitcoin, also because this is more corrective consolidation than a bullish reversal, in my opinion, at least. And yeah, so as I said, Bitcoin still has to prove itself, in my opinion. And of course, Ethereum looking pretty similar, but actually here on Ethereum, you can clearly see that we have a much more clear pattern, and this is an ascending channel, as you can see, with some higher lows and higher highs, and we're actually now on the verge of breaking below. So I don't think we will yet do so, but I do think that we will finally break below this level, or at least this support trend line here on the bottom. And once we break below $353 on Ethereum, I think we can finally maybe even move down to the $300 range, or maybe even lower. But of course, this has to coincide with the price of Bitcoin and what that is currently doing. So make sure, as I said, to stay just a few more minutes in this video. I'm going to talk about this indicator shortly, but for now we can look at the crypto fear and greed index. And as you can see, we are now back to neutral. We were in fear territory for a week approximately, but as you can see, we now are bouncing back up. Of course, as the price rallies, we get more bullish and here into the neutral zone. We did actually held around this support level of 40 here on this price index. So this is rather good for now. As well as the Bitcoin dominance, we actually almost broke lower here. We retested this trend line here down at the bottom once again. So I still think we can break above 61.93 here for the Bitcoin dominance, and once we do, I also think Bitcoin will most likely be in a short-term downtrend, and altcoins will just drop harder than Bitcoin will. I still think for now we can break above 61.93. If we really break lower here and significantly close below 58 here on the Bitcoin dominance, I'm quite bearish. I'm not too confident long term. I do think we have to hold pretty soon here on the Bitcoin dominance if we really think Bitcoin will outpace altcoins. Okay, and so this is this indicator I talked about, and it's nothing else than the S&P compared to the price of Bitcoin. And as you can see, the S&P, of course, it very much correlates with what Bitcoin is doing. If you go to the daily chart, then you can see, of course, we had this Corona crash, and Bitcoin, of course, coincided with it. We then came back up nicely, also very similar to what happened right here. And we also then got the breakout here on Bitcoin. Of course, it's more volatile and parabolic than the stock market does. But as you can see, we also broke here above this significant resistance here for the S&P 500, and then we also rallied here on Bitcoin once the S&P got some momentum. And then, as you can see, we also broke down. And what is interesting is that Bitcoin actually sort of called this retrace here. As you can see, it was a bit faster before we saw the dump in the S&P 500. So pretty interesting that Bitcoin sometimes can lead the stock market as well. That there is some inverse correlation, or I mean, not an inverse correlation, but they are switching back and forth, which is leading the market. So pretty interesting to see that. And as you can see, the stock market is now rallying once again off the support level, and we are now almost once again above all-time highs. We are now currently finding resistance at this level, but we are already into or above this prior swing high, and we are now moving to the all-time high most likely here for the S&P. I do think this is just a short dip in price, and if the S&P and of course the stock market in general rallies once again in the next few days and weeks, I of course think Bitcoin will do so similar and also rally to 11K, and most likely even above 11K. So make sure you watch the S&P 500. It's very important, and also of course the Dow Jones. But I do think the S&P is a bit more valuable since more companies are included in its price index. Okay, so I mean, that's actually it for the most part. As you can see, we didn't have much action here in the price of Bitcoin. We are most likely going we're mostly going sideways. I of course bought some hodl right here in this vicinity, but I'm not currently trading. I don't think there is a clear pattern here on Bitcoin. On Ethereum, we could be trading this retest here for a short-term bullish position, bullish position here on Ethereum, before then maybe being rejected here at this short-term trend line here on Ethereum, which is now currently sitting at $380. We can bounce back up above it, but I do think, as I said, this trend line should be broken in the near-term future. So I'm not too confident in the short bullish position here for Ethereum. Okay, so yeah, I think that's it for this video. Thank you very much for watching and staying all the way through it. I do think it's pretty important that you all watch the S&P, as I said. Of course, go here to my Instagram page, follow me along, and of course, like some of my content as well. Some funny memes along the way are posted right here. Yeah, like the video down below, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and yep, that's it. Also click the bell, of course. Yeah, see you guys and good also people. Back next time. Bye.